Why, hello there, and welcome back to The Truth Is. For those of you who are new, hello. My name is Peyton 3.0. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about yo-yo dieting. You're doomed to gain it all back. If you like this video, please hit my subscribe button and hit the like. Now, I have already talked about weight and exercise on this channel, on this series before, but I'm going to elaborate on this particular point, and I'm also going to start it off by how I usually like to start it off with my own life experience. You see, personally, me, I was actually a nice, thin, and shape looking body from the ages of 0 to 13. And I was, of course, eating the regular American diet, lots of candies, McDonald's. We had home cooked meals and things like that. But it was the American diet. It wasn't like it was the healthy diet. This is where my mother fed, us basically just that regular American old diet. We had our Kentucky Fried Chicken, and she would bring home these processed foods from the store, biscuits and things, and what have you, ordering pizzas and things and whatnot. And so when I turned 13, my body, the hormones started to change, and I started to gain weight. And ever since then, it's been a struggle for me with my weight. Number one, I didn't have the environment I needed. Like I said in the previous video on exercise, that supported a healthy fitness lifestyle. Where I grew up, like a lot of American cities and things, being fat was normal. Being fat was average. And there was no examples in my household, my environment, to show me otherwise, made me think twice as a child. And these are the kind of things that can mess a person up for life as they get older. Because a lot of things is kind of bolt in. Unless something comes along in their path and gives them a rude awakening, and then they go on the path to change, right? It has to be shocking enough for the person to change and take action, or else they won't. It's not good enough to tell somebody you need to lose weight. It's not good enough to tell somebody for somebody to try to start eating better, because they have to understand how the mind works, how their mind works, in order for them to make any real progress and make permanent changes. So, there have been stories of you out there who have been overweight since you were basically infants, just because of the way your parents' environment and body environment was, your mother's body environment was, and how she's predisposed. And she was, basically, I know that the word fat is triggering. It's not triggering to me, because like I said, I'm a person who's always had overweight problems most of my life after the age of 13. But it might be triggering, of course, to a lot of you. So let's just, I don't know what word to use for us with those problems. We'll just say big. It's nice, it's ambiguous, whatever. It works, right? There's a lot of you, there's a nice handful of you who have been overweight since you were infants. You've never had a thin body, ever. You've always eaten the American diet, but you've also been a big person since you were in diapers. Your parent, they had a big baby, and the parent was most likely big as well, obviously, because genetics are a big part of what can happen to a person. So you've never had the experience of being a nice, healthy, thin, or fit, let's say that's a better word, fit person. You never had that particular privilege. You've always had weight problems, right? And so one day something comes along, and it kind of shakes you out of your cycle to a point where you start to want to exercise, and you start going hard, and you start wanting to change your diet. And you're trying to cut all the things out cold turkey, and you are dedicated. See, when a mind is really dedicated and focused on something that it wants so bad, usually you'll eventually accomplish what it is you're trying to do in that particular window of time. So you go extreme, and then you lose the weight. For me, I didn't start losing the weight until I was 26, when I first started going to my gym. My environment was different. I moved to LA, and it was an environment where there were a lot of people who exercised, and it was about great bodies, whatever. And I was like, I wanted to be a superstar. That's why I moved here. And so I want to do the things that superstars do, and I want to get back. So I started going to the gym, and, my diet wasn't immaculate. I still had some fun, but I was going. And within about a lifespan of about 2 years is when I started really looking good. Like, I was thin for the first time. My stomach was finally like almost completely gone. And then when I reached my goal, that's when I let things kind of slip, and life kind of got, I let life slip in a way, and I went back to my old habits of turning to food when things got really hard. And there was a time I just fell into a depression again, and when I'll eat, and it's been a pattern of mine since I was a child, so I would start to eat, and then I stopped really going to the gym like that, and the weight started coming back with a vengeance, Then I might lose a little bit of weight, then it comes back again, because I might get a little inspired to change my diet up, and then I start buying the cookies and the donuts and things again and whatnot, and then I gain weight back. And so this is the instance of what most of you have gone through, especially for those of you who've always been big since infancy, basically, and you finally saw that weight, and you worked so hard, and you cut out all the junk food and things, and you stopped going to McDonald's and all this other stuff. You stopped buying the pizzas and all of that. And then once you finally reach that goal weight, you start to relax it. You start to let your mind relax. You're finally thin for the first time. Woo! Feeling great. And then you start to relax. And then you say to yourself, oh, you know what? I've been so good. This is a long time. Your mom will say to you, it's been a hard day. Let me go ahead and go to McDonald's. It's just for this like one time, whatever. You get to McDonald's, you get like the biggest little meal, biggest meal or whatever you can get. You eat it. It feels damn good. The way it tastes, the way it lights up your brain. And then your mind starts to think about going again, and maybe a cookie or two and whatnot. Maybe I'll order a pizza today. I'm thin, I'm sexy now, so you order the pizza. And then that pattern starts to continue as the old patterns starts to creep back in and you really let your guard down. And then over the weeks, you start to notice that you're gaining weight again. And you don't like it, but it is not enough to get you to go back to what you did to lose the weight. You kind of just let it go because it's not that much more weight, you say to yourself. And then you continue your patterns, you go back to the junk food, like you go to a more of a life of the American diet, the junk food, the things like that. You got some healthy habits still in there. But your diet is suffering overall. And you also slow down and you stop really going to the gym like that as well. You slow down. Maybe you'll go once a week when you feel like it, because you feel like you don't have to work as hard anymore. And as the weeks go on, the weight just comes pounding back on with a vengeance. And before you know it, you're fat again. And that's exactly what has happened to me. But you know how to really break the cycle. I think I've already had this conversation. It's number one, understanding how the human brain works. Understanding what personally makes your brain tick. Psychology of how your brain is actually working. Because it all stems back from childhood. You know, our eating habits follow us from childhood, and they're very hard to break. So for me, and I've slimmed down again. I started going to the gym and I cranked the gym up. The thing is, I know I won't make the same mistakes as I made before because I'm aware of how my brain works. I'm aware of how the brain works. I've become a nerd in that way. And so with that being said, instead of doing it like I did it, and following all these people, all these fitness people talking, because a lot of people out there will confuse you about weight loss, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You can't eat, there's no chips and all, no cookies, blah, 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 blah. None of that. I did not cut every little junk food and thing out cold turkey. Did not do that. Because in the end, that just doesn't work for a body like mine who's been on the American foods for a lot of years of his life. So I incorporate mostly great eating habits, but I'll still have my cookies. I will still have a little pizza. But most of my diet is still great. You know, I'm not completely like this health food nut. And that actually works best for my brain because it motivates me to keep going. And I go to the gym literally every day. Well, I work out every day, whether it's at home or the gym. So, and like I said, I eat, but I still eat things that my brain really, really, really gets pleasure out of. Eaters are not the best for you, but my diet is mostly great things for the most part. But I'm still able to have fun, and you know, it works out for me. And I've been losing weight steadily, about 1 to 2 pounds a week. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really just cut things out cold turkey, and you can't just go to 360 and expect for you to be able to sustain that. It's about what is sustainable for you in order for you to be consistent. Okay? What is sustainable for you in order to actually be successful and consistent for the rest of your life? That's what you need to figure out. You don't need to be doing this cold turkey mess, listening to whoever out there, your friends, whatever, talking about, you shouldn't be eating that. Because people try to shame you. You shouldn't have no cookies. You're trying to lose weight. You shouldn't be eating that. You trying to lose weight. Ooh, you eating ice cream. Shut the people up, because none of these people have no idea. They're all bamboozled and brainwashed too about what it is and how to lose weight and how to be healthy. Okay? You are not meant to be a complete health food nut. Even a Charlotte down the street is a complete health food nut. And all she eats is healthy foods all day. Your brain just doesn't tick like that. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So most of us will never be a Charlotte down the street who's a complete health food nut, who eats completely healthy all the time and has a perfect looking little body. You won't be that person. So don't shoot for that. Be realistic about what it is that you can do, not shame yourself for it, and still be healthy and lose the weight while eating your favorite cookies now and then, you know? While eating your favorite ice cream, your pizza every now and then. But making most of your diet actual thing, nutritious things, the nutrients that your body actually needs to also make up for the things that your body doesn't need, but it's damn good. Okay? So thank you so much for being here today. Let's have a comment in the comment section. My name is Peyton 3.0. Make sure you hit the like button, share with your friends because you know they need it. And hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and I will see you on the next video. I can't let y'all go without some call to actions. Okay? So you see right here, while these social medias are mainly for the people who are into EDM, because that you see right there at the bottom of the screen where my little logo is here. The drum step and EDM vocalist is always supreme. That's my actual brand. You know, electronic dance music, dubstep, all of that. Apart from this little series that I have on the side. So if you're into any of that, then go ahead and get on these social medias and follow and support. If you're not into that, I got good news. You can stay on this channel and watch the content that you like. YouTube.com, /Peyton. You see it, you're already here. And there's also sessionslive.com, which is where I go live and I stream. And you can request your favorite song for me to sing. I'll do my originals. And we can just build a great community, have a little kiki, have some fun. I'll brainstorm some great things for us. It'll be great. Well, anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.